There are seasons when life goes quiet in a strange way. The job that once felt exciting now feels too small. A relationship that used to lift you up keeps pulling you down. A habit you thought was harmless starts eating whole days. Sometimes it isn't one big event. It's the steady sense that you've outgrown an old skin. That moment is not the end. It is the workshop. Rebuilding yourself is not about setting fire to everything and starting from zero. It is about saving what's alive, retiring what is done, and placing new layers slow and steady until your life feels grounded again. The turning point begins with ownership. Say it in a soft voice you trust. I am responsible for the next version of me. Not my boss, not my past, not luck. Me. Ownership is not punishment. It is permission. It says you are the architect now. When you accept that role, 3 questions become your blueprint. What in my life works and deserves more room? What does not work and needs to be reduced or replaced? What is missing and must be added? These questions turn noise into a map. A clear map makes the road lighter even before you take a step. Your story is the first tool on the table. Words are not decoration. They are signals to your nervous system. Swap "why am I like this" for "what am I learning right now?" Replace "I can't" with "how can I" in a smaller, easier version. Call pain raw material for meaning instead of a permanent label. When the inner story changes, your breathing changes. Shoulders lower. Jaw unlocks. Options appear. Your feet move. Your body is the second tool. The body trains the mind. Water before coffee. Breathing with a longer exhale than inhale to pull the system out of alarm. 10 to 20 minutes of daily movement. Walks, stretches, a light circuit. Simple food that keeps your energy even. Enough sleep to protect your afternoon patience. These tiny choices are not extras. They are the battery that powers every other change. Values are the third tool. Pick 3 non-negotiables for this chapter. Maybe health, dignity, and learning. Maybe family, integrity, and freedom. Run big decisions through those values like a filter. The filter does not solve life, but it simplifies it. You know why you say yes. You know why you say no. You know when to leave and when to stay and repair. With foundations set, we start building real walls. Design a low-friction environment so the right choice is the easy choice. Lay out your gym shoes the night before. Leave tomorrow's working file open. Keep your focus tools in one tray. Push your phone out of reach during your golden hour. Tidy 1 square foot of space each night. Do not rely on willpower alone. Build a runway so the plane can take off even on a tired day. Work from identity down to behavior. Choose 3 present tense identity lines and support each with 1 small daily action. I start before I feel ready, so I will write 1 line right now. I protect my focus window, so I will silence notifications for 30 minutes. I finish what I start, so I will close 1 open loop before bed. Over time, these receipts stack up. Stacked receipts become self-respect. Self-respect becomes momentum. Time needs structure. Give yourself golden hours and silver hours. Golden hours are for deep creation and hard thinking. Silver hours are for light tasks and replies. Check messages in 2 short windows instead of all day. Measure what you control. Lines written, problems solved, pitches sent, steps walked, rooms cleared. Measurement is a mirror. Make sure the mirror shows effort that matters, not just activity that looks busy. Protect a daily minimum that never falls. 1 line written. 1 meaningful connection. 1 step in your money or study file. A short reset for the body. You may do more after the minimum. You may not skip the minimum. This rule keeps the bridge to tomorrow intact. Reframe obstacles before they grow teeth. Not enough time can become a filter that forces you to choose the essential. Not enough money can become a lab for creativity. Beginning late in life can become maturity with less drama and more focus. In front of any obstacle, ask three things. What is the smallest workable version I can do today? Who can pull me one step forward? What if, then rule will close the escape hatch. If I open a distracting app, then I close it and restart the timer. If I feel heavy, then I do a 2-minute version and reassess. If someone pushes past my priorities, then I offer 2 specific times later in the week. Do not skip healing. Acknowledge what happened, understand it, make amends where it is wise and safe, then release the verdict on yourself and others. Forgiveness is not saying it was fine. Forgiveness is saying I will not spend my present paying old bills forever. Maybe you talk to a therapist. Maybe you write a letter you will never send. Maybe you have a short, respectful conversation that finally closes a loop you've carried for years. Healing is structural work. The house stands better afterward. People matter. Build a circle that moves you, not a circle that stalls you. Be close to doers, not complainers. Say thank you in a clear voice. Give public credit. Offer private correction without drama. Set boundaries like a person who respects their time. That time doesn't work for me. I can do Thursday at noon or Monday morning. Which is better? You will feel resistance at first. Clarity wins in the long run. In work and money, stack skills. Do not chase a blurry passion. Combine 2 or 3 skills that intersect and become rare together. Clear writing, basic data sense, clean communication, simple design, patient follow-through. Those stacks unlock rooms that raw ambition cannot. Each quarter, place a small bet. Launch a simple product. Offer a tiny service. Record a paid mini lesson. Start a modest collaboration. Rebuilding needs flexible income, not perfect predictions. Tie everything together with a daily learning loop. Plan 1 step. Do the step. Review what happened. Capture 1 lesson. Adjust tomorrow. Keep the loop small so it actually runs. What you review improves. What you never review repeats. Avoiding repetition is half of wisdom. If these ideas are giving you a useful step today, subscribe to Audiobook Lounge. You'll get practical audio breakdowns, 1 clear idea, and 1 ready-to-use action each day, so the principles of rebuilding quietly become your daily system. Now let's add more depth with stories you can picture. A project manager in her 30s, exhausted by meetings, drew a line through her calendar and created a protected morning block. She set a rule that every meeting must end with 1 next step and a due date. Within a month, her team had fewer meetings and more delivered work. Not magic. Clarity. A small business owner opened each day with the work that creates value before checking email. Products first, messages second. Revenue rose because there was something real to sell. A student drowning in a hard class switched to short sessions with a 2-minute recall at the end. Anxiety dropped because the brain learned to hold a small piece well, not a giant blob poorly. A father rebuilding after divorce walked 10 minutes daily, cooked 1 simple meal on Sundays for the week, and wrote 1 true paragraph each night about what he wanted to model for his kids. He didn't become a different person overnight. He became a steady one. Here is a 90-day structure you can follow without strain. Days 1 through 7. Fast starts. 2-minute mandatory beginnings for each hard habit. Use a 5-to-1 countdown and move your body at 0. The goal is not big results. The goal is proving you can open the door on command. Days 8 through 21. Proof. Every night write 3 lines, what you finished, what you learned, and the first sentence for tomorrow. And keep a simple board on the wall that shows delivered items, not hours. Days 22 through 45. Friction. Write if-then rules for your 2 biggest leaks and push notifications out of your focus window. Make the smart choice the easy choice. Days 46 through 70. 1 small bet. A micro product, a pilot service, a podcast mini-series, a test collaboration. Keep it small and shippable. Days 71 through 90. Identity refresh and forward bridge. Update your present tense lines to fit who you're becoming. Write a one-page guide for the next 90 days based on your lessons. Add psychological economics. Pre-decide high-friction items the night before. Clothes, first file, first location, first meal. Each pre-decision removes a morning toll booth. You save energy for what matters. The brain loves defaults. Build good ones. Communication is a skill that lowers heat and raises motion. Speak in short, concrete sentences. Let people finish. Reflect what you heard in one line. Offer one next step with a specific time. When rumors appear, ask the question that protects your reputation. Did we verify this, or should we check before we give it oxygen? People will begin to trust your words because your words move things forward. Layer in light mindfulness without turning it into a production. 1 quiet minute before each focus block. Straighten 1 square foot of space. Light a neutral scent you only use while working. Play a low instrumental track. These cues become a bridge. When the cues show up, your brain knows what to do. Emotional health likes gentleness, not fake toughness. When a day collapses, do not declare bankruptcy. Take a half dose instead of 0. 10 honest minutes keep momentum alive. When the morning disappears, begin in the next minute, not next week. This one habit saves months of regret. When you mess up, repair quickly and quietly. Name the change that prevents a repeat. Self-respect grows more from a clean repair than from a perfect streak. Let's talk about relapse, because life will test you. Rebuilding is not a straight staircase. It is a spiral. You pass near old corners again, but a little higher each time. When you notice an old pattern, do not panic. Label it. This is the moment when I usually quit. Then run your fallback script. I will take the minimum dose now and replan tonight. Place 1 small win on the board within the hour. The spiral continues upward. Money has an emotional temperature too. Track inflow and outflow weekly in the simplest way possible. Give every dollar a job, essentials, safety, learning, generosity, and bets. Automate what you can. Make your future a bill you pay. The goal is not luxury for its own sake. The goal is stability that frees your attention to build. Relationships are part of rebuilding. Choose conversations that build bridges. Ask better questions. What would make this week easier for you? What is the real obstacle under the surface? What would a good outcome look like on Friday? Offer help that is small and specific. People remember the person who made progress feel possible again. Put your mornings on rails. Wake, water, breath, move, sit, start. The words can be that simple. The order matters more than the length. Even on travel days, keep a mini version. Your brain loves rituals because rituals remove negotiation. Close your nights cleanly. Write the first sentence for tomorrow's main task. Stage your tools. Capture 1 lesson from the day. Put your phone to sleep outside the room. Those 3 minutes buy you 30 minutes of ease in the morning. Ease is not an accident. Ease is the residue of preparation. When motivation surges, use it to improve systems, not to overpromise. Motivation fades. Systems stay. Add 1 helpful default. Remove 1 piece of friction. Clarify 1 next step. You will thank your past self later. When fear speaks, lower its volume by touching the edges. Name the fear. I'm afraid this project will fail and I'll look foolish. Ask a sober question. What is the smallest test that would teach me without big risk? Run the test. Most fear dissolves when light hits it. The rest becomes a signal where you need support or skill. Notice beauty while you rebuild. A streak of morning light on your desk. Steam off a mug. The sound of pages turning. Beauty is not a luxury. It is fuel. It tells your nervous system that the world is still safe enough to create inside it. Return often to the core promise. You do not need a miracle that lifts you all at once. You need a small system that lifts you a little every day. Start with what you have. Make a version smaller than you think. Repeat it more often than you expect. Collect receipts. A line written, a loop closed, a minute moved, a space cleared, a lesson captured. After a few weeks, your inner tone shifts. You begin to trust your word again. Results follow the tone. Take one slow breath with me now. Open the file you've been avoiding and write the first sentence. Or text the person you've been putting off with one honest line. Or step outside and walk to the corner and back. When you return, add one more receipt. When you sleep, you will sleep a little easier. Tomorrow, do it again. That is how a life is rebuilt. Quietly, steadily, until one day people call it luck, and you smile because you know it was design.